Donald Trump has released a budget, and it's very possible that we're going to spend some time on this, a lot more time on this than other stories, possibly. But he's looking to increase the spending on the budget, on the military, by $54 billion, which represents a 9% increase in military spending. The increase, if I'm not mistaken, the increase in the military spending, the 9% increase, is more than what Russia spends on their military. Already, the U.S. military expenditures, we outspend the next 7 nation states combined. But yet and still, Donald Trump is able to convince Americans, or at least a portion of America, that our military is somehow behind the 8 ball or somehow not competitive, and we're not spending enough money. And the only way that we can start winning is by spending a lot more money. Now, the money has to come from somewhere. And so the military spending increase is going to be offset by cuts in federal social programs. I'm sorry, not... We'll get to the main ones in a moment, but cuts in the Environmental Protection Agency, cuts in the State Department, and other non-defense programs. I mean, he's cutting. He's going to be cutting from some very important programs in order to spend more on an already overinflated military budget, because we have to start winning, and we just don't win the way we used to win when he was in college. Matter of fact, let me let you hear him yourself. This is Donald Trump complaining about how America, we just don't win anymore.
We have to win. We have to start winning wars again. I have to say, when I was young in high school and college, everybody used to say, we never lost a war. We never lost a war. You remember? Some of you are right there with me, and you remember we never lost a war. America never lost. And now we never win a war.
Well, you know, that's not necessarily the truth, but whatever. You know, Donald Trump has his la-la land that, no pun intended, but this is where he likes to exist. But besides the untrue statement about America never losing a war, it's this idea that we can spend our way into some type of superiority that we don't already have. Militaristic superiority. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Some type of militaristic superiority that we don't already hold, but yet we do already hold a place on the global stage where we spend more than the next 7 countries combined. There's a great quote from, I believe, who's this? Actually, I can just put it on your screen. The quote is from Rosa Brooks, and this is from the Trump Shadow Cabinet. You can find them on Twitter. They actually have some pretty good things to share. And on your screen, it says, already, members of the military marching bands outnumber foreign service officers. After the Trump budget, expect 4-star generals to outnumber foreign service officers, because the cuts are coming from the Environmental Protection Agency as well as the State Department. So this is a clear signal that diplomacy is not what Donald Trump wants. What Donald Trump wants, rather, is some type of militaristic hegemony that we don't already have, that we already have 800 bases across the globe. I mean, what more do you want? And not to belabor that point too much, the reality of it is he clearly understands our superiority military-wise. He understands that. This is just a give me. This is just a give me to defense contractors. This is a give me to the Republican Party. This is a give me to all the war hawks, everybody who thinks that the only thing that we should spend money on, only thing we should spend our taxes on is defense, and not a dime more. There's a sentiment, there's this thought process, there's this belief that we should not have any social programs, we should not have anything else. The only thing the federal government should exist to do is to spend on military to defend us, which loosely translates into expanding American empire abroad. But Donald Trump Donald Trump has made weight. And keep in mind, spending this type of money is going to create the need to justify this kind of spending. I mean, who are we going to go to war with, right? Who are we trying to go to war with to prove that we could just win a war? So Donald Trump has yet again proven that he is in lockstep with the Republican Party on some key issues, particularly foreign hawkishness. And I say it like that because I want to make it clear to some voices, some people with platforms who really peddled this idea that somehow Donald Trump was going to be different and somehow Donald Trump is going to come in and destroy the establishment because he's not, he's a loose cannon. He's going to do what he wants. No, Donald Trump is doing exactly what the worst Republican president would have done. And he's doing it in the realm that most progressives say that we need to contract our spending. So he's doing exactly what people feared and said that Hillary Clinton would do. Donald Trump is coming in and doing it 10, 20, 30 times over. He's itching, looking for a war to get into. And until then, he's going to spend money to get us there.